Hello and welcome. Today we're diving into the world of food intolerances. These can be tricky to navigate, often causing discomfort after eating certain foods. We'll explore what they are, what causes them, and how to manage them so you can feel your best. We'll specifically focus on lactose and fructose intolerance as key examples. So, what causes food intolerances? Unlike food allergies, which involve the immune system, food intolerances are primarily due to the body's inability to properly digest a specific food component. In the case of lactose intolerance, it's often a deficiency in the enzyme lactase, which is needed to break down lactose, the sugar found in milk and dairy products. Fructose intolerance can stem from a deficiency in the protein transporters needed to absorb fructose in the small intestine, or hereditary conditions. Sometimes, food intolerances can be caused by additives, preservatives, or even naturally occurring compounds in foods that irritate the digestive system. Let's talk about the how behind food intolerances. When lactose isn't broken down in the small intestine, it moves into the colon. Here, bacteria ferment the lactose, producing gases like hydrogen, carbon dioxide, and methane, as well as short-chain fatty acids. This fermentation process leads to bloating, gas, and abdominal cramps. Undigested lactose also draws water into the colon, contributing to diarrhea. With fructose intolerance, unabsorbed fructose in the small intestine triggers similar bacterial fermentation in the colon, resulting in comparable gastrointestinal symptoms. Food intolerances are quite common, but exact numbers are hard to pin down because many people self-diagnose. Lactose intolerance, for example, varies greatly depending on ethnicity. It's highly prevalent in populations of Asian, African, and Native American descent, while it's less common in those of Northern European descent. Fructose intolerance is also common, but its exact prevalence is difficult to assess due to variations in diagnostic criteria and reporting. Generally, the prevalence of food intolerances has been seen to increase over time. The signs and symptoms of food intolerance can vary from person to person, but they typically involve the digestive system. Common symptoms of lactose and fructose intolerance include abdominal pain, bloating, gas, diarrhea, and sometimes nausea. These symptoms usually appear within a few hours of consuming the offending food. In some cases, food intolerances can also lead to headaches, fatigue, or skin rashes, though these are less common. The severity of symptoms often depends on the amount of the triggering food consumed and the individual's level of intolerance. Diagnosing food intolerances often involves a combination of methods. A detailed review of your medical history and dietary habits is the first step. Doctors might recommend a food diary to track symptoms and identify potential triggers. For lactose intolerance, a hydrogen breath test is commonly used. This test measures the amount of hydrogen in your breath after consuming lactose. Elevated hydrogen levels indicate that lactose is not being properly digested. For fructose intolerance, a similar hydrogen breath test can be performed using fructose. Elimination diets, where the suspected food is removed from the diet for a period and then reintroduced, can also help confirm a food intolerance. While there aren't rigid classifications for food intolerances beyond identifying the specific food trigger, we can broadly categorize them by the underlying mechanism. Some intolerances are due to enzyme deficiencies, like lactase deficiency in lactose intolerance. Others are caused by problems with nutrient transporters, such as in some forms of fructose intolerance. Still others may be related to sensitivities to food additives or naturally occurring compounds in food. The primary goal of treatment and management is to alleviate symptoms and improve quality of life. The cornerstone of management is dietary modification, limiting or avoiding the offending food. For lactose intolerance, this may involve choosing lactose-free dairy products, using lactase enzyme supplements before consuming dairy, or opting for alternatives like almond milk or soy milk. For fructose intolerance, it involves limiting high fructose foods like honey, certain fruits, and high fructose corn syrup. Probiotics might help some individuals by altering the gut microbiome and improving digestion. It is also important to read labels and understand hidden sources of the offending food. Preventing symptoms of food intolerance primarily involves avoiding or limiting the triggering food. For lactose intolerance, this may mean choosing smaller portions of dairy, opting for aged cheeses which are naturally lower in lactose, or using lactase enzyme supplements. For fructose intolerance, careful label reading is crucial to avoid hidden sources of fructose. It's also helpful to be mindful of portion sizes and to spread out fructose-containing foods throughout the day. In general, working with a registered dietitian can help you create a balanced diet that minimizes symptoms while ensuring you still get all the necessary nutrients. The prognosis for food intolerances is generally good. While there's often no cure, Symptoms can be effectively managed through dietary adjustments and lifestyle modifications. Recent research is focused on better understanding the underlying mechanisms of food intolerances and developing more targeted treatments. Studies are exploring the role of the gut microbiome in food intolerances and investigating novel therapies, such as probiotics and probiotics, to improve gut health and reduce symptoms. New research has also focused on understanding the genetics that affect food tolerances to help individuals better understand their own bodies. With the right approach, people with food intolerances can lead healthy and comfortable lives.